Welcome to Media Mornings with DPM. I am Lydea Cowo.
And I'm Tanya Connie.
And we have a wonderful, amazing guest with us today, the one and only Benjamin Rolnik. Hi.
Welcome. I'm so honored to be here. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Welcome.
And also sandwiched between two beautiful women. I mean, like my mind. We have an amazing view. Has anyone ever seen this view that you guys have?
I don't know if anyone's actually seen the view.
No, nobody knows the view that happens.
It's remarkable. I would never leave this place. Just be like an ashram. I just meditate here all day long.
It's a good spot to meditate. Yeah. Well, welcome to our Media Mornings and welcome to the DPM office.
Awesome.
We're
Thank
so
you.
excited to have you here.
We do this every Wednesday because we cover things that are happening in the media and kind of little nuggets that we can offer our audience about PR and how to get coverage. And today is actually a really great day, and I thought you'd be a perfect person for it. And I was telling the girls how much you have created in the past year just based on your vision and your role as a transformational leader. You know?
Yeah.
So you fit perfect for this story, and we really want people to know like what it takes to have a real story and how the media will cover it, because you've been garnering press like this, Ben. It's just been coming.
I mean, I bow down to you. I got my press guru here. I worship in the right spot, so.
Great. So we want to just talk about creating a conversation and doing what you love. So can you give us a little of your background and just tell us about yourself?
Yeah. What? How much do I say?
Well, I mean,
you
our
got
audience,
heard a bit yesterday, so
yeah, our audience doesn't know who you are, and
Okay.
you've had such a transition from like the music world to now like transformational emotional intelligence.
Okay, yeah, got it.
To give people like an idea of what you were doing and how you've been meditating since you were
Okay.
7.
Yeah, great. All right, so I'll give like the Okay, cool. So yeah, it made sense in my mind. So that's important. Do we want to do anything with that, or maybe so? Yes, no,
why
maybe
don't we
so.
go live with your people too?
Okay, cool.
Here you go.
Should we like do a bit of? We'll just go in media res. It'll be like the Odyssey. Hey, all right, we gotta get cozy here.
Very cozy.
Cool. So yeah, a bit of my background. So I mean, I think it's relevant to start with. I grew up on tour, traveling with bands like Aerosmith and Michael Jackson and the Rolling Stones and people like that, because my mom was a self-made manager. She really kind of paved the way for women in the music business in a lot of ways. Like, she has a remarkable story. Like, working with the Beatles, and then I'll just talk about her the whole time. Working with the Beatles, like, then she broke Kiss through PR.
Wow.
And then she had a vision while she was breaking Kiss that I'm going to manage the biggest rock and roll band in the world. And she ended up managing the Rolling Stones.
Wow.
So it was just like, she just did it. Really a remarkable story. So that's kind of how I grew up. And then I ended up going into business with her, and my focus was on developing talent and was on transformational leaders and people like that, and also in the YouTube new media space. So I worked with like some of the biggest YouTubers and people like that in the world. And then I got into technology companies and all that fun stuff. But that's not how I met Tanya. That is not how we connected. Because throughout that whole time, there's sort of been like another part of me. And the other part of me was interested in ending suffering. Because even though I grew up in absolute abundance, even though I grew up with everything, and even created so much abundance in my life, I still lived with so much pain, so much inner pain. Pain of depression, being suicidal, all of these things. And so I've been on literally a quest since 7 years old to be like, how do I just end suffering within myself? How do I just like tie it in a knot and like a bow and it's done, it's complete. And I've been really fortunate because through my family, through my own connections and relationships, I've got the opportunity to work with like the best teachers in the world today in all different types of modalities. So that's sort of my background. My background is like being in sort of business and talent management and entrepreneurship and artist development, and then being in like the transformation leadership world of like cultivating community of leaders, ending suffering, bringing people together to experience more joy, uplifting bliss in their life, and also to just make connections. You know, that's life lives in our relationships. You know, that's what our life is composed of.
Yeah.
It's not like, you know, how much did I accomplish? It's who did I share it with? You know, Tony Robbins has this great quote. He says, you know, I'm here to tell you that if you get to the top of Success Mountain, but you get there alone, you'll be the first to jump off.
Wow.
And it's just like, boom, it hits, you know?
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's like me in a nutshell, I guess.
I wish you guys could feel his energy. Yeah. His energy is like very magnetic. It really is.
We also got to be a little bit more intimate because the narrow thing. So you know, or it's the iPhone energy. It's all connected.
Well, amazing. So can you just tell us a little bit about Conscious Family Dinner and how that started?
I would love to. Yes. Yeah, good question. So Conscious Family Dinner, man, see, what I find so interesting about telling stories is that there's always this thing where it's like, where do you begin the story? Do you know what I mean? Because we can go like back to my womb and like, you know, like how my mother used to whisper to me, you know, like, so where is the origin point? But where I can really begin it is of the intention. What we wanted to do is we wanted to provide a space to make transformation work, healing, empowerment, transformation fun for people. Like to make it accessible. And the idea behind it is that we all know what it means to be physically fit. Like we all get that, right? And we know the importance of it. And we look around and we're like, if somebody's not physically fit, it's not like they're not doing something woo-woo and weird. It's like, why are they not doing that? Do you know what I mean? Like it's a question.
Yeah.
But what I realized is that the same is true for our spiritual, mental, and emotional fitness, and being fit in our business, being fit in how we communicate with others. But those are made to seem a bit more mystical. So people are like, it's weird, you know, if you get involved in that stuff. So we wanted to provide a space so that anyone could come in and engage with powerful transformation work and meet other like-minded individuals and connect with them over things that really mattered and made a difference. You know, it wouldn't be like a party, because I hate going to parties where like everyone's in their clique and they're talking to each other and they're like, who are you? And they're judging you, and it's just sort of like, are you valuable for me? Am I gonna get something from you? And like creating an environment where everyone was embraced, everyone was welcome, and that we could literally put them in a warm bath of conversation that actually goes to an authentic place where like their hearts could show, and we could just be heart to heart and just flowing.
That's literally what happened.
Yeah, so that was sort of the origin of it, and like what was the best way to do that? And what I found is that usually food does that pretty well.
What's so great about what you're saying is, so as a PR firm, we're constantly working with experts and their stories. And it's really hard for things to land if it's not real and it's not authentic. And what you're so amazing and awesome at doing is telling your story and also putting such authenticity behind it. And that's really what speaks to the media. Like everyone's so interested in this Conscious Family Dinner. Honestly, I got my first interest when I experienced what comes out of it. Like it's not just a one-off event. It's like a full-on experience, and you get it in 3 hours, which I think is really great.
Yeah, it's like the taste. It opens up the door. You know, we want to be the gateway drug to, you know, all types of experiences that make a difference in life, especially in this day and age.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people are out there in the world suffering and creating suffering for no good reason? Do you know what I mean? Like, we're all, like, most people, I think everyone watching this, us sitting around this table, are really disconcerted about the state of political affairs. You know, we're really disconcerted about, you know, the state of society, so much there. And what I found is that all problems exist in a gap. And that gap usually happens because people aren't communicating with one another. You know what I mean?
True.
Like, and they might be talking to each other, but they're not communicating. So to provide a space where people can really, you know, connect in a real way, it's magic.
Yeah.
I don't know any other word for it. And it's just like, I don't know why it does what it does, but it just like, things just seem to dissolve in a space like that.
Why don't you talk about the media that covered it?
Oh my God. Make me want to kiss your cheek for that. I mean, like, where do you want me to start with that? Like, getting all of these amazing phone calls from you, like being like, oh my God, people are so into this, they love it. And you know, like one of the most magical experiences for me around the media is that somebody from the Associated Press called me, and it was for an interview, and it was just random. I don't know how they found out about this. It was like whatever, and they contacted me directly, and we don't have like our website and everything is like, you know, it's like has not been updated for months. Like we're a total bootstrapped operation. It's like totally, you know, from like hand to mouth kind of thing. And she called me, and we started getting into the Conscious Family Dinner stuff, and she was really engaged and interested. It wasn't like just about a story. It was like, she was like, I get this, and I so support the mission of transforming the world. And it's been so interesting that all of this press has come to us, because people seem to be awakening to the idea that, hey, we don't need to go to a club and get, you know, totally inebriated and crazy in order to find ourselves, in order to have a good time. In fact, that could be a distraction to really, truly experiencing a life of limitless bliss and expansion. So I think that that's part of the interest, is that like, what else is there? And there really isn't anything. Like, where do you go? Like tonight, if you wanted to go, like, have a casual experience around conscious people and connect with them on a deep level, like, where would you go?
You created that conversation. You're the one who created it.
Yeah.
Which is amazing, and that's why the media followed.
Wow. Wow.
Where
Yeah,
else
what
do
do
you
you think?
see conversations being created that like the media loves? You're like constantly in that world. She's so tapped in the media.
So can I learn something from you
She
today?
teaches
Like, can
me,
we
like,
switch this?
Like so much about
we
what's
asked
going
your
on.
question.
Yeah.
You put me on the spot. What was your question again?
Like, what other conversations are out there that are really like landing for the media?
Well, what's big right now, and it probably was due to our president-elect, or our current president, he's no longer the elect, brought this conversation, but I think women right now, and where women see their power going and how they're going to transform the next 5, 10, 20, 100 years, is a big conversation.
Wow.
It's
Okay.
a really big conversation, and that's
Yeah.
a conscious conversation, that's a superficial conversation, that's a every single person type of,
Entrepreneur
it's just,
conversation.
it covers literally any niche. You want to talk about health and wellness, you can talk about women. You want to talk about being a mom, you know, you want to talk about family, you want to talk about entrepreneurship, you want to talk about everything. You want to talk about our politics. It's, I mean, it's a big central conversation, I would say, in any topic.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So like right now, when you ask that question, like right now, that's sort of like what media is hungry for, like that, and to engage with that. Is there like a solution that they're looking for? Do you see like an angle that it's going?
I just see a growth, almost a revolution, essentially.
Yes!
Your face
Tell
lights
me.
up when you say that. It's so cool.
She's a revolutionary woman.
Oh,
Yeah. Awesome.
I just see a revolution happening, and I think women are trying to stand up. I really do. I think, honestly, anybody who's felt like a second-rate citizen is trying to stand up. And I think that's what's happening. And I think what you have going is going to work perfect. Like, what you have going is a great, amazing thing for just human beings to connect and be like, we are all human. I think that's what's necessary. The media needs to cover that.
Yeah.
Just humans.
Well, that's what's so interesting. So, like, one of the questions about, like, where this all sprung out of is that there was a lot of circle work that I led leading up to the Conscious Family Dinners. Like, thousands of circles that were sharing circles.
You would have them come to your house, right?
Yeah, in my house and other locations. I would go to them, you know what I mean? Like, and it was just a group of people that would sit around in a circle and share. That's really it. Like, you know, like real simple. And it's so easy to do that. We all know how to do that, but there's so few opportunities to do it. But in the space of that, so much gets created. Do you know what I mean? Like, at a Conscious Family Dinner that I led, I did something there. And, you know, I had this girl, like, declare what she wanted to do, and she wanted to transform women's lives. And then somebody from the back of the room was like, I run an organization that helps, like, you know, female, like, homeless female youth. And I want you to come speak at my organization. So she declared it in the space, and somebody else picked that up, and boom, something was created right then and there. It happened instantly. Do you know what I mean?
Is amazing.
Yeah.
That's the power of relationship.
Yeah.
That's the power of
Totally.
connection.
Yeah.
There's a lot of power.
Yeah, I know. With our powers combined, Captain Planet.
Well, we thank you so much for being with us.
Yeah.
We're gonna just wrap up with 2 questions.
Okay, awesome.
So we always kind of end with who's doing great things in health and wellness. Our
Wow.
pick, hands down, is
You.
you. This would be our answer.
Awesome.
But we'd love to know for you, like, do you have anyone that's really been inspiring you?
Man, so many
So
people.
many leaders.
Yeah, just so many.
gurus.
Yeah, exactly. I'm like on every spectrum. It like really. I mean, like Tony Robbins is my guru. Like in so many ways. Like, you know, when you think about it, how many non-religious transformation figures can fill a stadium of people? Do you know what I mean? Like 0. And there's spiritual leaders like Eckhart Tolle who can do something similar. But like, there's really Oprah and Tony Robbins. And
Really true.
very different in there. But he's really opened this door for people to be excited about health and wellness beyond physical health. Like mental health and wellness, where it's not shameful for somebody to want to work on their mind and their emotion. It actually gives them the edge in life to succeed. And you see the most, you know, powerful, successful people. I mean, I was just there at UPW, and you know, I was sitting next to, I'll just put it like this way, the most important people in culture, in pop culture today, were there, sitting right next to me.
Wow.
And like, they're engaged in this conversation. And like, you know, I don't want to say their names for confidentiality, but like, but these are people who like make a giant difference every day in culture.
That's awesome.
And they're interested in this. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's a revolution. In like 10, 20 years, we're not going to look at mental health the same way.
Thank God. Thank God. That's a
And
good
thank God for the work that you guys do too.
Oh, thanks.
In terms of health and wellness and like the 360 degrees of health. Like we were just talking about this guy that you work with, the neuroscientist, who's like, we need to have conversations about not just mind and brain, but spirit and brain.
Yeah.
Because it's
they
amazing.
coexist with each other.
Yeah.
Where can people find Conscious Family Dinner?
Yes.
Yes, good question. You can find it on integralfitness.org, and you can find it right now, currently, on bit.ly/CFDLA10, all lowercase. Sorry for like,
When
like
is
it's
it
a whole
happening?
paragraph. It's actually coming up on Tuesday.
Woo!
Yes, May 2nd. We're right up there. So I highly recommend to grab some tickets. And I think we're still, you know, a few days before tickets go up. So now's a really good time. And invite all of your friends because we're creating a revolution. In fact, you don't even need to come with friends. That's what I love about this experience.
Yeah.
You can
You
come
come
by
alone.
yourself.
Come alone.
So many people do. And they're like, I had the best time
Yeah.
because I just made all of these awesome friends. Where else can you do that? You can't go to a club by yourself. Can you imagine?
No.
It's like that's pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that, and you're gonna be there, and you're definitely gonna be
I'm
there.
gonna be
So
there.
and you're gonna be there. So we're gonna have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Yes.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for joining
Yeah,
us.
thank you
And-
on our media mornings.
Yeah. Happy Hump Day, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.